What do Alan Shearer, Michael Owen, and Wayne Rooney have in common? They all won Premier League Player of the Season once. And that alone is an incredible achievement. It means that for an entire season, you were the best player in the toughest league in the world. But here's the part people forget. In more than 30 years of Premier League, only 5 players have won this award twice. Same league, different seasons, new managers, new teammates, and new expectations. Most players peak once and fade into memory. And even though all 5 of these players are written into Premier League history, I have a feeling you've forgotten about one of them. Let's start with the modern standard, Mohamed Salah. When Liverpool signed him from Roma in 2017, the reaction was polite optimism. 9 months later, the league was in pieces. 32 league goals in his debut season, the most ever in a 38-game Premier League campaign at the time. No penalties padding the numbers, just movement, timing, and ruthless finishing. Salah won the Premier League Player of the Season in 2018, and many assumed it was a once-in-a-lifetime year. But the truly special players don't live off one season. In 2024, Salah won it again after posting 29 goals and 18 assists in the league. Only Thierry Henry had ever hit those combined numbers before. By then, defenders knew exactly what Salah wanted to do and still couldn't stop him. That's not form, that's inevitability. If the Premier League had a leading man in the early 2000s, it was Thierry Henry. Everything about him felt ahead of its time. The speed, the elegance, the confidence. Henry won the Premier League Player of the Season in 2003 and 2005, scoring 30 and 27 league goals across those campaigns. During the Invincible season, he was directly involved in nearly half of Arsenal's league goals, scoring, assisting, and initiating counter-attacks that felt unstoppable. At the time, the Frenchman was in a league of his own. His imagination was magical. Every touch carried danger. Every run bent defensive lines out of shape. Henry didn't just dominate matches. He set the tone for an entire era of Premier League football. If you're like me and you like to dive into the legends, the forgotten greatness, and the moments we don't talk about enough, please subscribe to the channel. Cristiano Ronaldo's Premier League story isn't about arrival, it's about transformation. When he first joined Manchester United, he was frustrating. Too many tricks, too much flair, not enough end product. Then came 06-07. Ronaldo scored 17 league goals, a huge leap forward. But the following season changed everything. In 07-08, he scored 31 league goals. As a winger, only 3 players in Premier League history have ever scored more goals in a single season. He won Premier League Player of the Season for the 2nd time and capped it off with the Ballon d'Or. It wasn't potential anymore. This was the moment Ronaldo stopped chasing greatness and started defining it. If you go back a few years and ask players and pundits who the best footballer in the league is, most of them would say Kevin De Bruyne. Not because he shouted or because he demanded attention, but because he saw football before it happened. De Bruyne won Premier League Player of the Season in 2020 after recording 20 assists, a joint Premier League record. 2 years later, in 2022, he won it again despite injuries and rotation. Since joining Manchester City, De Bruyne averaged a goal or assist every 111 minutes. Those numbers are usually reserved for elite forwards. He didn't just create chances, he removed uncertainty. When De Bruyne played in the Prem, the game made sense. Okay, 4 guys down. Now for the 5th and final member of this exclusive club. Last, but definitely not least, the one I'm almost certain you forgot about, the Serbian center-back, Nemanja Vidic. Premier League Player of the Season in 2008, and again in 2010, where he capped off 5 years in a row with the Manchester United player as Player of the Season. In a league obsessed with goals, this should stop you cold. During those seasons, Manchester United conceded fewer goals than any other team, and Vidic captained one of the most dominant defenses in Premier League history. He didn't rely on pace, he didn't rely on tricks. He relied on timing, bravery, and absolute authority. With Rio Ferdinand next to him, the two of them made up one of the most feared Premier League centre-back pairings of all time. Strikers didn't enjoy playing against Vidic, they tried to survive him. In the midst of clinical goal scorers and creative midfielders, defenders rarely get their flowers, and that's why I wanted to remind you of how special Nemanja Vidic was. Five players, not because they played the same way, but because they mastered the league in completely different ways. Mohamed Salah did it through relentless output, season after season, delivering numbers in a league designed to wear attackers down. Thierry Henry did it by redefining dominance, turning speed, elegance, and confidence into something the league had never seen before. Cristiano Ronaldo did it through transformation, turning raw talent into obsession and obsession into inevitability. Kevin De Bruyne did it with clarity and intelligence, solving the games before defenders even realized there was a problem. And Nemanja Vidic did it by making defending undeniable, forcing the league to recognize greatness even when it didn't come with goals. Winning Premier League Player of the Season once can be timing. Winning it twice means you weren't just special, you were undeniable. Only 5 players have ever reached that level. So the real question now is, who's next? Erling Haaland feels like the obvious answer, but the Premier League never seems to follow the script. Let me know in the comments, who do you think will be the next player to win the Premier League Player of the Season twice? And if you want more football stories like this, subscribe to the Beautiful Game Docs.